Always very welcoming and joyful to receive us, the children started to share more about their lives. They had been on their own for the last few years. The boys, aged 8, 10, and 15, had attended school on and off during those years. Having no uniforms or supplies for school, they were often sent home or did not bother to try and attend. The children had no food growing on the acres they owned surrounding their compound. They couldn't afford to have the hard-packed land plowed by oxen or the starter seeds that they would need to plant to begin growing their own. Betty, now 17, had stopped going to school years before and was spending her days with Rose, digging crops for others to earn food or money. They often did not have enough food and at times didn't eat for 2 or 3 days. We learned the children shared one foamy, had no blankets, no mosquito nets, no safe water collection vessels, had one pot and only a few clothes each. Living as close to the land as they do and weakened by poor nutrition, they were often sick with malaria and flu. Over the next few months, my friend and I traveled to see the child families at least once and sometimes several times each week. Although details were slightly different in each family, we found the children's needs were very consistent, and in the end, much of what we shared in Betty's family was mirrored very similarly in Gideon's family. Together, we learned about many new and fun things, like photographs and making home movies and loading them onto my laptop. One rainy Sunday afternoon, we watched The Lion King, the children's first feature-length movie, inside their hut. It was so much fun to see how amused the children were to watch animals dancing and singing and speaking English at the start of the movie, and to later hear their delighted squeals when Swahili like Hakuna Matata and Asante Sana were spoken. We sang and danced, we used colored pencils and crayons and felts, and we made beautiful drawings. We told stories, played games, talked, shared meals, and simple pleasures, and lots of love and joy together.
Oi! Lelo.
I encouraged the children to dream. One visit, I asked Betty to tell me what she may have in mind for herself with regards to her future. She said she thought she would like to try taking a tailoring course. If she could learn the trade, she thought, she could bring knowledge and income potential to her family. Within a couple of weeks, we had found a teacher for Betty. We presented her with a backpack that held tailoring scissors, a book, and a pen. She would attend the 3-month course 5 to 6 days a week. Upon successful completion of her course, we would supply Betty with her own sewing machine and start-up fabric to begin her own business. Betty would need transportation to facilitate easier access to school. We brought the family a bicycle. The family would need food to sustain them during the time Betty was in school. We brought them maize and beans throughout the course. And the boys, what did they dream? Peter wants to be a math teacher. Morning wants to drive a motorcycle, just like the one we arrived on each visit. And Big Brother Moses, he wants to be a doctor. We equipped the boys with school uniforms and supplies, including textbooks, for the new school year beginning in February '08. We inquired about Stella's health care. We learned she had had an operation to treat hydrocephalus at 6 months of age. Rose had been reluctant recently to take her into the hospital for a checkup because she had no money to put towards the outstanding balance she still owes for the operation. We arranged to meet Rose and Stella at the hospital. We learned and taught Rose that the donor-funded hospital will always treat Stella even if Rose does not have the money to make a payment on the balance. We made a payment in Rose's name on that balance. We inquired into Rose's dreams. She thought she would like to sell cabbage and dried fish. She could purchase both wholesale in large quantity at the market each Monday and sell it throughout the week from the compound. We supplied Rose with the startup capital she required, and immediately she was in business. We inquired into having the land plowed and planted. Plowing season was around the corner, so we arranged to have 4 acres surrounding the compound plowed by oxen, and we supplied the children with the seeds they needed. We equipped the family with a digging tool for each member. We also supplied the children with foamies, mosquito nets, blankets, extra clothing, and coats for the rainy season, as well as water vessels and pots. Often when we arrived, 1 or more of the children were sick. We educated them about HIV and basic health care, and we taught them to seek help from the local clinic whenever they are unwell. We noticed over time how their general health improved dramatically because of consistent nutrition, as well as blankets, mosquito nets, and extra clothing.